morning everyone, welcome to our podcast presentation. Our topics for today is all about principle and techniques in social work communication. Interviewing we have methods, tools, types, purpose, and skills.
First, we're going to discuss about principles in social work interview. We have accepting people as they are regardless of whether the interviewee is passive, resisting, aggressive, suspicious, condescending, etc. B. Individualizing people knowing that they have different psychological makeup and also different cultural characteristics. C. Protecting the confidential nature of the interview, setting limits on himself with regard to what kind of information to obtain from the client.
We will be discussing the 7 techniques of conducting interview.
First, prepare for the interview. Second, always start by making the client feel comfortable. Number 3, use intuition or sixth sense. 4, exercise care in the use of interview instrument like intake or survey forms. 5, be conscious of time. 6, do not rush into direct action or help without fully understanding the client's situation. Number 7, the interviewer should have proper deportment.
Good day, everyone.
The STAR method is a structured manner of responding to a behavioral-based interview question by discussing the specific situation, task, action, and result of the situation you are describing. First, situation. Provide context and background. State the situation you were in you want to see it seen. Here and give any relevant background. Situation. Describe the situation that you were in or the task that you needed to accomplish. You must describe a specific event or situation, not a generalized description of what you have done in the past. Be sure to give enough detail for the interviewer to understand this situation. Task. Describe problem and challenges. Describe the task you were assigned. This task is what goal were you working toward? Action. Explain what you did and how took the specific action took to resolve the problem and accomplish the task you were given. Describe the actions you took to address the situation with an appropriate amount of detail and keep the focus on you. Result. State the impact of your action, what you learned, result of the action. So describe the outcome of actions and do not shy about taking credit of your behavior.
Research methods interview. Interviews are conversation between a researcher and a respondent about certain topic of interest.
Structured. Face-to-face from a list of standardized questions. Structured research asks question list to standardize question, usually closed question, obtain quan- quanti- quantitative data. Semi-structured, face-to-face, some standardized question but with ability to ask follow-up questions. So semi-structured interest, well content, realistic questions asked, and ability to ask to follow-up questions. Then sa useful of interviews, higher response rate than the questionnaires can provide quantitative and qualitative data depending on the structure of questions. Structured interviews can be repeated so high in reliability, can explain and clarify questions and develop a rapport with respondents to gain more valid responses. And the first practical issue is the cost. Training and recruiting interviews can be expensive. So mo ni siya kay expensive kaya kay needs man siya og kuan, needs siya og proof to know proof kung unsa ba siya ka highly or skilled kanang mas taas ba siya og kuan skilled kanon. Then sa second is time consuming to gain a representative sample and to transcribe and analyze finding. Then sa second is skill level for interviews varies depending on the structure of the interview. Sa ethical issue of the interviews, revealing information in a group interview may be distressing or behave consequences can be useful for socially sensitive questions. However, they may cause respondents to recall psychological upsetting memories. Yan sa theoretical issues with interviews, issues of validity interviews, presence may mean people give socially desirable answers. Depending on format, interviews can have issues with reliability and ability to generalize.
Types of communication. Written communication is to communicate written from with familiar or unfamiliar people in a formal or informal or manner. Second, electronic communication to communicate with people by means of the electronic media. For example, radio, television, and computer. Communication through the use of mediators to communicate with people by means of an interpreter, facilitator, or any other representative. Types of communication. First, intrapersonal communication. To communicate, interpersonal communication to communicate with yourself. While interpersonal communication is to communicate with one other or more person. Small group communication means to communicate with people in a group or situation so that everyone has opportunity to participate. Public communication is to communicate with a group who from an audience or who are to many enable participation.
Now let's talk about skills. Active listening. Much of a social worker's role is to listen effectively. This means reflecting back what clients say and being engaged in every conversation so that they know you understand them. Good listening establishes trust and respect early on, so clients feel comfortable confiding in you. Most importantly, active listening not only builds a therapeutic alliance, but clients also feel seen and understood by you. By the way, it's never mind. Now let's move on. Create a calm, open environment. Setting a calm, open and accepting tone is important. The social worker can do this through using body language, for instance, having a strong, open and welcoming posture. Similarly, a social worker can use her tone of voice to create a soothing and relaxed feel. This can be helpful if the client is displaying anxiety or tension. Provide a comfortable setting. One of the most important social work interviewing skill is creating a safe space for the clients. A supportive environment lets your client know that it's okay to open up and let down their guard. It helps promote a feeling of respect and equality between you and your client. So, kung mo conduct man lang tag-interview sa isa ka kliyente, like, ang kliyente nato is a rape victim. Dapat ang ato pong kliyente nasa hilom ra kay nga lugar, kalma, para nasay guts nga ma-share gid niya kung unsay feeling niya or like. So ang open-ended questions require an answer with more depth and lengthier response. Open-ended questions are also helpful in finding out about a person or a situation, whether it's during an interview. So ang example aning open-ended questions is kaning paggamit nato what, who, when, where, how, ug why. Kay para atong kliyente kining ma-encourage kini yang kaugalingon niya i-share gini yung gibati or yung problema. Kay ang open-ended questions man gyud kay formal siya nga mga pangutana, formal questions para dali ra nato matrace ang iyang gibati. Close-ended question. Ang close-ended questions kay mao ni mga pangutana nga pwede ra matubag sa yes or no.